Yo, what up guys? This is Bansheep. I'm a Celestial Marble Rivals player, and today I'm bringing you a quick, but at the same time, very efficient Starlord guide. This is one of the best DPSs right now. His ult is really good. His kit in general is really good. He can be played into almost any comp. So I just wanted to get this out there because you need to be taking advantage of this while this is the case. So for point number one, I just want to talk about my crosshair. I have a specific crosshair, as you can see on the screen, for Starlord, which is actually different from the rest of my characters. The reason that my crosshair is like this for Starlord, and the reason I recommend that you should use this crosshair for Starlord as well, is because for characters like Starlord that have a big spread, I think mentally, like psychologically, your brain can decipher where to aim better when your crosshair accounts for that. Like, let's say, for example, that instead of having a circle around a dot on this character, I had just the dot, right? In my experience, and I believe this is gonna be the case for a lot of you guys as well, my brain isn't really gonna understand how to aim a character that has spread on its attack with a crosshair that doesn't reflect that spread. So I highly recommend that you guys try this crosshair out. I'll probably put the crosshair code somewhere, either in the comments or down below in the description. So in terms of how Starlock plays, so the best way I know how to describe this would be Starlock, cut that out. So the way that Starlord plays as a character, I would say, is that he plays between a magic and a Psylocke. And what I mean by that is, so for example, magic a lot of the time is played kind of, holding space for the team with the tank, making the tank's life a little bit easier because, magic can both hold space and also do a good amount of damage. And then sometimes, with her E, she's like, oh, I see a squishy target over here that seems out of position. She E's, combos them, fucking kills them, and then goes back to helping the tank. So kind of like a hybrid assassin, right? And Psylocke is a pure assassin. So Psylocke would be over here on the side, invisible, bam, 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 bam. And then assassination, gets out. And Starlord is in the middle of those two characters. He's a hybrid of a magic and a Psylocke. Because a lot of the time as Starlord, you're kind of frontlining. Basically, you're doing this a lot of the time. Literally exactly what you see on screen is what you're doing a lot of the time. You're literally just on top of them, going up and down with your E. But every once in a while, you'll see, or specifically a lot of the time when your cooldowns, like when your jets are low and when you don't have your E, the other thing that you're gonna be doing is you're gonna be looking for picks on their backline. So again, like magic, you're gonna be frontlining, doing this shit. And then when those abilities are on cooldown, then you're gonna be looking for picks on their backline because you have really high single target damage. The next point is that jets are more important than flips. And jets are, you see this little white bar that's filling up and going down on my screen right now. Those are your jets, that's how you fly around. This resource is infinitely more important than these flips. And that's because when you're flying around with your jets, look at how fast you go and look how much mobility you have. And then compared to the flips, right? You can only flip like a short distance away from where you currently were. What I like to do actually sometimes, if I need to get somewhere and I don't really need my jets to close the gap for whatever reason, I will flip. And then still, if I still need more distance, then I'll jet. But I always flip first in scenarios where I think I'm gonna need as much jet as possible. I always flip first, and then only if I really need to, I'll use my jets. Flips, however, are still very important. Just again, like I said, not as important as your jets. So the reason for this is because when you're flipping, you see my health bar. You see at the bottom of the screen, my health bar is going yellow for a split second. That means that I'm completely invulnerable while I'm flipping. But, as you can tell, the timing is very precise for actually not taking damage during this because it's so fast. So I really want to emphasize that you should practice dodging things with your flips before taking this into ranked or taking it into like a serious environment. Because earlier today, I was playing a Spider-Man, right? And you know when Spider-Man hits you with his tracer and he zips to you, right? For example, dodging that with a flip, it's literally milliseconds before his character model hits yours is how you're able to block that damage. Like, it's so precise. So I highly recommend you guys practicing that. The next point is I want to talk about what I was referring to earlier with going up and down and then just using the E. Starlord has one of the best ultimates in the game. It's so much damage, it locks onto targets, and you're able to fly around in the air and flip in the middle, dodge a bunch of damage, evade a bunch of damage, right? It's really, really strong. And we want to abuse this, obviously. So the way that we keep the ult up as frequently as possible is we do this. If at all possible, you want to start this from up high, from above the enemy team, so that you don't have to waste your jets to get above them. So, for example, if I just do the same thing from above them already without using my jets, I get to do the same thing and I don't waste my jets. However, right there, I did not do it correctly. That is a big mistake I see a lot of Starlords make, is they understand that this is what they need to be doing. What they don't know is that they need to be doing this instead, right? So the difference there is that I'm holding on to my jets for as long as possible, right? To conserve the resource as much as I can. But what I'm doing is I'm going down, I'm Eing, waiting a little bit, and then using jets and then going up and down. You need to do that because that makes you so hard to hit. It makes you so hard to hit. It makes your E even freer. And then also you get to adjust where your E is so that you can cover more ground and hit more targets, right? Let me tell you, this is one of the main differences between a Starlord who is high elo and a Starlord who is low elo. Another point regarding this whole thing. You want to go into the practice range and you want to find out how vertical the hitbox on your E is. So what I mean by that, right, is you want to see how far above the enemy you can be and still hit them with your E. Because ideally, right, when you're doing this whole thing that we've been talking about, you want to maximize the distance from them to the point where, you know, you're as hard to hit as possible. So not only are you going to be flying up and down like a fucking mosquito with your jets while you're doing this, you're going to be as far away from them as you can vertically so that you're even harder to hit. So another tip that I wanted to give in regards to the E is that they're not going to let you do this for free all the time, right? Sometimes you're going to get it off for free because they're distracted shooting your front line or something. But a lot of the time, if they're worth a shit, they're going to try and poke you out of this and not let you get all this ult charge and all this damage in. So here's what we're going to do, right? There's a bot up there and I want to E on his head. What I'm going to do, instead of just Eing, in the open, I'm going to be using geometry to my advantage. So in this scenario, I'm using the pillars to kind of block some LOS while I'm hitting the bot, right? So say they have a Hela or some Loki clones and shit and they're trying to fucking poke you out of this. You can play around the pillar and it'll make you much, much harder to hit. And you won't do as much damage and you won't get as much ult charge, but at least you won't be dead for it, right? And that's one of the most important things in this game is not dying. So, you know, considering that is you're going to be not dying and you're going to be poking with your E and getting ult charge. So pretty great result there from doing that. And you don't have to do it, you know, obviously with pillars, you can do it just on any geometry where you can kind of shimmy behind it, or have it cover one side of you while you poke with the other side of you, or anything like that. In summary, just use geometry while you're using your E to make you harder to hit. Okay, so for the next tip, I want to talk about the mosquito tech. And this is very simple. What the mosquito tech is, let's say you're in some trouble and the whole fucking team is shooting at you. What you want to do is you want to pop your jets and then you want to do this. You quite literally, like, you just want to act like a fucking mosquito in the air while still going where you would need to go. Let's say I'm in trouble right here and I need to get the fuck out. I need to get over here. And then, but if I don't act evasive, I'm gonna get fucked by all these people here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this. And how I'm doing that, I think it's pretty obvious, right? What I'm doing there, but I'm just kind of holding all of my directional keys while still going mainly forward. And I'm also aiming my mouse everywhere to make myself as hard to hit in the air as possible. And this is very important. This is also something that differentiates a lot of high elo Starlords versus low elo Starlords. Is a low elo Starlord will just dash over here in a straight line. Look at how easy I am to hit in that. A Namor, a Widowmaker, or whatever the fuck, they're gonna headshot the shit out of me and I'm gonna die. But if I get over here and I do the same thing, but this time I do the mosquito tech, motherfucker, like that is so fucking hard. That is so hard. It's so hard to hit me while I'm doing that. And it's so hard and it's so annoying. Like, so do that, do that, do that. So finally, I want to talk about the gameplay loop for this character. So what you do, right? Let's say the game has started, whatever. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get on some high ground, ideally. And then I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then your cooldowns, right, are going to be, I mean, specifically your E, right? You're still going to have some jet, but also you're probably going to want to regen jets depending on the situation. But what you're going to do after that is you're going to look for picks. You're going to look for picks. You're gonna fucking, you know, help your team. Look for picks. Whatever. Oh, my E is back. That is the gameplay loop for this character. Literally, you just do that, rinse and repeat the whole game, and you win. This character is really good. It's really hard to win against a good Starlord just because this character's move kit is so oppressive. The ult, the mobility, the evasiveness, the damage. It's a very good character. I highly recommend all of you to try and learn him. You will climb, like guaranteed you will climb if you get good at this character, like no doubt about it. Especially in the new season. Because I'm gonna make a video about this, but the new season, the game has changed drastically. The game used to be about how fast can you get healer ults and can you use your healer ults better than the other team can. Healers got nerfed this patch, season 1.5. It's not about healers anymore. The whole game now is about getting picks. The whole game is about killing things. Who can kill more things the fastest? And because of this, Starlord is very strong because he's very good at killing. And I think that's gonna be it for the video. If you guys enjoyed, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And also specifically for the comments, you know, if you guys have any questions regarding Starlord or regarding my gameplay loop on him or anything like that, please let me know down below. I'll answer you for sure. And if you guys have any requests for any more guides or any more tip videos or any videos that I can make to help you guys climb, which is my main goal with this channel, by the way. I just want to spread the knowledge on this game and help people get better. Then please let me know down in the comments. I'd be happy to make those videos for you guys. So yeah, peace out.